Is there work to be done? More barriers to break? More progress to be made? Yes, of course. But the story of women innovators making movie magic, their story isn't ready to fade out. Fade in.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. When you think about Disney and Lucasfilm's employees, there are none more despised than Kathleen Kennedy herself. That's right. Cobra Commander herself. She's like the Eye of Sauron, only if you took the Eye of Sauron and replaced it with, oh hell, I don't know, Sauron's anus. Does that make any sense? Probably not, but I've had a few drinks, so shut the hell up. Kathleen is credited with single-handedly running Star Wars into the ground. And there's nothing that I love more, and seemingly there's nothing more than most Star Wars fans love more, than taking a moment to remind her of that, when Kathleen gives us a chance to express how we really feel about her. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today. You see, Kathleen recorded a video for the Oscars YouTube page, and it was all about female empowerment, women in Hollywood, you know, girl power, real uplifting stuff. If you know anything about Hollywood, you'd know that nothing terrible ever happens to women, especially when it comes to Disney. Disney has a flawless record. Their moral compass is what we all need to look to in order to lead our own lives in the most virtuous and pure way possible. You know, some people look up to God or Jesus or Oprah. Me, I look up to Kathleen Kennedy. I have a poster of her above my bed, and whenever I'm going through a hard time, I like to just lay there and look up and say, hey, Mama Kathleen, what do? Please, I look to you for guidance. And then she looks at me and says that I'm a neckbeard white incel and I should just shut up and stop being a man baby. Because men have had their time with Star Wars. Sorry if you didn't know, boys, but our time with the franchise is done. Kathleen is ushering in a new era of Star Wars. She's only lost a good portion of the fandom, but that's okay. It's a new era. We're turning a new page, a new leaf. I don't know about you, but if you're not getting your moral values from a multi-billion-dollar corporation that bows down to a Chinese communist dictatorship, you're doing something wrong with your life. Do better. Thankfully, our Lord and Savior, the Messiah of Star Wars, she's here to tell you about female empowerment and what it means to be a woman in the industry, free to speak your mind. Break those glass ceilings, girl, you can do it. Unless, of course, you disagree with us politically, then we're gonna fucking bury you. Kathleen recorded a video for the Oscars YouTube page, which has drawn a lot of attention recently. So much so that the Oscar YouTube page, they couldn't handle it. They just had to shut down the likes and dislikes and disable comments because they were just getting a ton of attention. It was amazing. No video has performed like this. I mean, just take a look. 6.6 thousand views, 1.7 thousand views, 1,000 views, and then Kathleen Kennedy coming in with a fucking banger at 70,000 views. This must be some real riveting shit. Let's take a look at it.
Fade in. Lori Atkin. She was the first.
I'm sorry. Come again?
Fade in.
Fade in.
Oh, well, this is awkward. Kathleen, did you read Fade In? Did you read the card? You know you're not supposed to read that, right? You read that to yourself in your brain, and then you say what comes after that. I mean, Jesus Christ. There's no way that that was an accident, right? How does a YouTube page for the Oscars miss something so simple and so I refuse to believe that this was an accident. I mean, otherwise you would have had somebody on set, like a PA or something like that, would have ran up and been like, did somebody forget to give Kathleen her medicine? Kathleen, honey, are you feeling okay? You know you're not supposed to read that, right? Oh, okay, you know that. You know that then. So we're just gonna leave it in then. You want us to leave it in? Okay, sure. Now, all jokes aside, this video is not to demean or minimize the achievements of the women being honored for these awards, not by any means. I'm sure they're incredibly talented, I don't know who they are, but nonetheless, that's not what this video is about. The balls on Kathleen Kennedy and Disney to sit here and talk about honoring women after just a few days ago they shit-canned Gina Carano for having some conservative-leaning views. She hasn't outright come out and said anything all that conservative. For all we know, she could be a classical liberal. That's really besides the point. And don't worry, you, yes, you, I see you there. Don't even bother commenting, she wasn't fired for being conservative, she was fired because she hates the Jews. Let me save you some time by saying you're a fucking moron. She made a few mask jokes here and there, you know, joked about wearing 20 masks or 30 masks, why not 40 masks, you bigot? She's clearly poking fun at the political left, and Disney said, no, you can't do that, that's not allowed. You see, we want their stimulus check money because when those totally go out, we want that money. So you need to shut up because we need that $1,400. Disney fired somebody because they didn't fall in line. They were not following the script. They were a part of this collective hive mind that they have over there at Disney and Lucasfilm, and they can't have that. Toe the line or get the fuck out. That's Disney's mentality. There is zero room for dissent. All this talk about diversity and inclusion, we want more diverse voices, but only if they're saying what we want them to say, but only if they believe what we believe. Disney says fuck diversity of opinion, we're talking about diversity of skin color, diversity of genitalia, because after all, that's really what matters, what you got swinging or not swinging between your legs, and what skin color you are. Boy, I'm sure glad we moved away from racism and sexism, thanks Disney! And I didn't even do a video on this, but it's been reported that Disney and Lucasfilm, they didn't even tell Gina that she was getting fired. You have this massive multi-billion-dollar company and you're going to expect me to believe that you couldn't get one lonely prick from HR to send a fucking email to somebody, a star on one of your biggest shows? You leave this woman to find out via Twitter that she's getting fired? Okay, Disney, we all see how much you respect women. It is very clear, don't worry. And of course, just after a few hours, this video was getting bombarded with dislikes. I mean, love. They were getting bombarded with tons of love and joy and appreciation for Kathleen Kennedy, a trailblazer for women. Truly somebody to look up to and follow in their footsteps. I mean, just ignore the fact that she fired Gina Carano for having different political views. Just shut up, ignore that, and pay attention to this video. She loves women.
I love refrigerators.
Thankfully, there are dedicated users on Twitter who were tracking the like to dislike, and it's pretty insane how quickly it spiraled out of control for the Oscars video. I think the last that I saw the likes to dislikes at, it was at 8,000. I think I saw a photo for 11,000, I'm not sure. If I can find that, I'll throw a picture up on here. And they even disabled the comments, but don't worry because Anna, aka that Star Wars girl, she was cataloging these comments and there's a video up on the screen right now where you can see some of them. And there were plenty of comments talking about Kathleen Kennedy and how this woman destroyed Star Wars. I know we like to say it was Rian Johnson, but Kathleen Kennedy has a pretty big helping hand when it comes to the desecration of the once great franchise. Before I sat down to start recording this video, I saw somebody post on Twitter a video of fan reactions to Return of the Jedi, and I just want to play a little bit of this video, because when I was watching it, I was just left thinking, this is what we're missing from Star Wars.
The fantasy unfolds.
Surprise was to see all of them together at the end playing Pinochle and having a great time. I wished I was there, and I'm going to try to get a part of the next movie myself.
This has left me practically utterly speechless, actually, but it was the best one ever.
The big surprise was seeing Darth Vader unveil himself to his son. It was very exciting.
The biggest surprise? Well, I don't want to give it away to anybody.
Do you think it was worth coming to this late at night?
Yeah. We're just fanatics out here waiting on Return of the Jedi. 3 years in the making. We were waiting for this.
Some people don't idolize Darth Vader like I do.
Can you not just feel the passion from these fans? It's incredible. And the best part, as the Twitter user points out here, All these fans, white, black, brown, whatever, they're all so stoked on the story, the shared themes of this movie. That's what they're talking about here. They're not talking about identity politics. They're not talking about, well, Darth Vader took off his helmet. Why is he an old white guy? Why isn't he black? He sounds black, sounds like he got a big old swinging dick, but he's a white guy. That's not supposed to happen. What am I talking about? Why do I always end up talking about black dicks? Star Wars used to be for everybody. It was a franchise that every single person could relate to. There was something there for everybody, and it's been that way since the beginning. Don't let these fucking morons fool you talking about how Star Wars was racist, Star Wars was only for white men. It is a load of shit, because that's all these pathetic identitarians have. They are one note. Everything's about race, everything's about gender. It's fucking exhausting. And people like Kathleen Kennedy are to blame for this. Kathleen Kennedy and those that she employs. It's her ideas that are driving this culture at Lucasfilm, this insanely toxic culture that has been cultivated over the years, that has slowly but surely seeped its way into the franchise. And now, not only is that reflected in the movies, in the shows, in the games, in the comics, but it's being reflected in a lot of the new Star Wars fandom. People that are celebrating the firing of a strong, independent thinking woman. Because again, this crowd, Kathleen Kennedy and those at Lucasfilm, as well as new Star Wars fans, they don't actually care about diversity. What they want is complete conformity with one specific ideology. Because if they really wanted diversity of thought, they would be upset that Gina was fired, but that's not the case. That's not what we're dealing with now, and no, instead we get celebrations from these idiots. And this is how you get movements like the Fandom Menace. Like them or not, that's a group of people that felt disenfranchised by Star Wars because of the identity politics, because of what Kathleen Kennedy and her ilk have done to the series. Disney and Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy are hypocrites. It is absolutely astonishing to me how she could even sit here and expect to be taken seriously when talking about female empowerment and making sure that women felt safe and women felt like they could be trailblazers in Hollywood, when Kathleen herself just days ago greenlit firing Gina Carano, who, by the way, wasn't even really getting paid all that well for her work on The Mandalorian. It was reported by Screen Rant, take that with a grain of salt, but it was reported that she was getting paid anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 per episode for her work on the show. Let's get Gina Carano to make a YouTube channel. She'll be making way more than that in just a couple of days. Anyway, folks, that's all I have for you today. The hypocrisy of Disney and Lucasfilm, it's as strong as always. The bullshit is potent coming from these fools. As always, I want to know what you think about all of this. Go ahead and leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you like the video, drop a like, and if you really want to support this channel, hit the subscribe button and share this video with a couple of friends. And of course, I can't forget to mention my lovely channel members. If you want to join the Metal Gear Mando Enclave and become a channel member, go ahead and click that little join button right below where this video is playing. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.